Firstly, thank you, Devjani, for a lot of kind words. Very charitable. Thank you. Mr. Mittal, I hope you remember that we met, I think, a year ago, and we talked about plenty of things. But I'm glad one of the things that we talked about is kind of translated into reality, and today it's actually up and running. And today, the very fact that DST and also MyGov are anchoring an event here, that in itself actually goes to show you what is possible when meeting of the minds happens and when things can actually be put in place. Gaurav Dwivedi, thank you very much. I think this is your first visit to T-Hub, so I hope you like the experience, and I hope you take it back right to the Prime Minister. Tell him also what Telangana is doing. Even before he said Startup India, we've actually started and we are up and running. And today, thanks. Today, in fact, Gaurav, I should tell you, we are possibly the state in terms of innovation, in terms of just encouraging a lot of young minds to basically give wings to their aspirations. We have definitely done a lot of work in the last 1 year or so, but there's a lot more to be done. Like I think Devjani was saying, this is just the beginning. We've only barely scratched the surface. It's a long way to go. Thank you very much for being here. CP, I'm finally glad to see you, because we've been really wanting to get into a room with you and really talk about NASSCOM. And I want to also remind you that Tech Mahindra's largest human resource pool is in Hyderabad, not in Pune or Gurgaon. Gurugram or Pune. So, Honorable Minister, I took over as an... नहीं, मजाक कर रहा हूँ यार. Thank you. Thank you, CP, for finally seeing us. But मैंने सुना है कि गुरगांव का भी नाम बदल गया, गुरुग्राम बन गया ना? गुरनानी के कारण. हम लोग भी सोच रहे हैं वैसे तेलंगाना को टेलीग्राम बना दें और इंडिया को इंस्टाग्राम बना दें. नहीं, but I don't think there's much in the name. But I think what really matters is how we work together. We're very, very delighted, CP, that somebody from Hyderabad has actually become NASSCOM chairman after BVR. I don't know if he's here. We're very glad because we are going to be co-hosting the World Congress IT along with NASSCOM. Thank you for bringing it to Hyderabad. It is another marquee event which we're very proud of, and we'll be doing everything in our capacity to make it a very big event. Jayesh, Jay, Srini, of course, PJN and Ajit, I can't, we couldn't have done this without you guys, especially Ajit, because as soon as this new state actually came into being, on 2nd June 2014, the first pit stop was ISB, because we wanted to leverage and tap into Ajit's wealth of experience and also triple IT's tech expertise. Therefore, today what you see, T-Hub here, is basically a culmination of all these very, very interesting and very, very impressive and very, very agile kind of minds who actually wanted to do more. I'm also glad to have Kitu Koluri here, who's from the Valley. He's actually a Hyderabadi who's made it very, very big in the Valley. In fact, he is the managing partner of NEA. And for those of you startups, those of you guys who are looking for funding, Kitu's going to be here for the next 1 hour. So please bombard him, and please ensure that he actually opens up a few purse strings. Thank you, one and all. I'm just coming here off another very interesting kind of initiative that we just launched. ZF, which is an automotive engineering company, in fact, a $30 billion euro company, has just launched its tech center, largest of its kind in India, in Hyderabad, that is. And we only believe when Jay and the team of T-Hub started looking at different verticals to focus on with respect to innovation, because as Devjani said, there are plenty of problems in India. And as Jay said, there is always solutions in the chaos, and I think the key, Jay, is actually to get chaos more organized. As Mark Tully, I think, has said it. I think India is organized chaos. And it's a wonder that it actually works the way it does. So there are 9 verticals we've picked up from among the many, many plethora of possibilities, one of which is actually automotive and also transport and mobility, I think it is. We picked 9 verticals and we started working on several of them. And I'm extremely delighted that today, when Jay told me initially IFDI, when he mentioned IFDI, because we keep hearing FDI so much these days, I thought it had something to do with, but finally figured that Intel and DST are actually coming out with a program in tandem with MyGov, where you actually wanted to impress and ensure that young Indians actually give get a voice, get their voice heard. And I'm very, very delighted because the Innovate for Digital India challenge and the overall idea of Digital India is certainly something that's extremely impressive. Coming right from the Honorable Prime Minister, who talks about innovation, who talks about global companies coming out of India, I think there in itself, in fact, providing leadership from right from the top lies the key, because ultimately, Prime Minister spoke about a 10,000 crore startup fund. He also is talking about setting up more and more, encouraging more and more private sector incubators, and also encouraging a lot of research and innovation. So we are working in similar lines. In fact, our vision and our ambition is much larger than Digital India. In fact, Digital Telangana's ambition, Jayesh possibly will explain it to you a bit later, but we have two facets to it. One, obviously, the digital infrastructure side. In fact, we'll be the first state in the country in about 1.5 years from now to have provided a broadband connection to each and every one of our 9 million households as part of a drinking water project that we're doing. In fact, we are piggybacking on the drinking water project. We are going to be laying about 150,000 kilometers of water pipelines, and we are ensuring that the OFC is also laid in the same trench, thereby saving costs and also providing wonderful digital connectivity to every household. The second thing we are also doing on a massive scale, we are possibly, again, one of the pioneers in this, digital literacy campaigns across the state of Telangana. In fact, our target is to ensure that out of 9 million households in Telangana, we want at least one person to be digitally completely literate. So literacy combined with infrastructure will, we believe, will spur more thoughts, more ideas. And like someone said, the best way of pulling out the best idea is to have as many ideas as you can. Talk to each other, as young minds come together. I think the only way India can progress and India can leapfrog. I really respect what Honorable Prime Minister has done in terms of MyGov. I think it's a brilliant platform that he's built. This overall Digital India campaign and ensuring public-private partnership also happens. I just read this morning about a statement from Mr. Nitin Gadkari, the Union Transport Minister, that he is planning a DigiLocker wherein license and other things can be stored. But I'm also happy to share with you, we've already done it. In fact, M-Wallet, the mobile wallet of our Regional Road Transport Authority here, has been downloaded 12 lakh times. And in fact, it's one of the largest downloaded government apps in Google and other app stores also. Point I'm trying to make is, there are already solutions that have been found out and there are already solutions that have been created in various parts of the country. I think where DAITY, DST, MyGov can really help is without us having to reinvent the wheel. If we can have the states and Government of India work together, we don't really have to reinvent the wheel on a lot of counts. We can pick up best practices from across different parts of the country. In fact, your theme for innovation fits in nicely with ours because as a state, we keep saying innovate, incubate, and also incorporate. There are some states with limitations. For example, Goa. Goa is a small state. In fact, we are entering into an MOU on the 16th of this month with Goa. It goes to show you how states can work together also from different parts of the country. Goa is a small state, but it's a very, very creative kind of state. We all love Goa, right? For a variety of reasons, that is. Goa is a very creative state. It has got a fantastic platform, to offer. But unfortunately, it's got its own limitations in terms of space, in terms of what companies can do in terms of expansion, etc. So we are entering into an MOU with Government of Goa to ensure that whoever innovates in Goa can also incorporate in Telangana. In fact, these are the synergies that we need to explore between different states, between Government of India, and also state governments across the country. So once again, Devjani, Mr. Mittal, Gauravji, thank you very much for choosing Hyderabad and thank you very much for choosing T-Hub. We are launching the second phase of T-Hub very, very soon. In fact, in November, on the first anniversary of T-Hub. The second most exciting thing we are doing, in fact, something which I'm very kicked about, is also, and we've been discussing with our own guys in the valley like Kitu, is we are actually launching an outpost of T-Hub in the valley on the 11th of October. So what matters really is, I think, to be in the right place at the right time. And I think Sandhill Road still, I think, that's where you are, right? Sandhill Road is still the place where I think the venture capitalists of the world, the valley, still live and work out of. So to be able to showcase some of these bright Indian startups in the right venue, the right forum, actually will help. So T-Hub will not just be a feeder for entrepreneurs and startups from Hyderabad. In fact, T-Hub has larger ambition and it wants to be the gateway for all startups in India, for all startups, and it wants to be the feeder for Indian startups into the valley as well. So with the support of our wonderful venture capitalists, angel investors of Indian origin and otherwise in Silicon Valley, we hope to bridge this gap. In fact, we're going to call it T-Bridge, by the way, a bridge between India and the valley, and it will be launched on the 11th of October. So I look forward to sharing more and more success stories about T-Hub, innovation and entrepreneurship with all of you from time to time. Once again, thank you very much for choosing T-Hub, and have a wonderful stay in Hyderabad.